The new moon on Sunday the 18th of January or Monday the 19th is encouraging us to build for the future, to think creatively and expansively, to remember about love, to consider the resources that we have, and also to remember about the people of the world, all the people. In order to do that, we may need to go through some kind of transformative process, even a death and rebirth. So let's look at that. We're going to go through it. The new moon in Capricorn, sign by sign. It's got a lot of potent energy at the end degrees and the beginning degrees of Aquarius. Hello everybody, welcome to this video and to this channel. My name is Fiona of sunandmooncalendar.com, and I make calendars like this one for Australia and for New Zealand, but the astrology and the energies that I'm talking about in my videos are for the whole world. They affect all of us, just the date and time will be different depending on where you are in the world. Yesterday I did a video that's got one by one the aspects and transits happening the week that are building up to this new moon, the week beginning the 12th of January. So you can go to yesterday's video to see that. But in this video, I am specifically talking about the new moon in the sign of Capricorn at 28 degrees of Capricorn, nearly 29 degrees, nearly that final degree. And I'm going to look at the chart. It's got so much energy around that particular point of the new moon. And then we're going to talk about what it means in general, and then what it means for your sign. You can jump ahead and use the timestamps to jump ahead to your sign, but I encourage you to listen to the general explanation first. If you are from Australia or New Zealand, you might also like to go to sunandmooncalendar.com and have a look at what's in the Sun and Moon calendar for 2026. It is tailored for your country with the animals and birds representing the zodiac signs and laid out in lunar months really visually and packed with information. Okay, so let's get into the video now. So let's have a look at this new moon chart. Okay, first of all, the dates and times. On Sunday the 18th of January, if you are in LA, New York or London, those are the times: 11:51, 14:51 or 7:51 p.m. in the evening for London. If you are in Australia, it's on Monday morning, 6:51 a.m. and New Zealand 8:51 in the morning. And I know a lot of people will be going back from their summer holiday if they're not back already, if you are in Australia or New Zealand. Okay, so that new moon is at 28 degrees 43 minutes of Capricorn, very close to the end of that sign of Capricorn, which means it is also close to Pluto. A little bit more about that soon. There is the chart of the new moon. All right, so you can see up here in that top corner, and I haven't included houses, I took them out, the sun and the moon together at 28 degrees and 43. And you see all these others. There are a lot of planets around. Okay, so there they all are. So at the same time as the new moon, it's continuing this energy of that triple conjunction from a couple of weeks ago. Or was it? Yeah, maybe less than 2 weeks ago, of Venus, Mars, and the Sun. All right, they came together in the middle of the sign of Capricorn. Yeah, I think it's a couple of weeks. And that was a triple conjunction, heaps of potency, new beginnings in the Capricorn sign, part of your life or your chart. And you can go back to my video about that to learn more about those new beginnings, which were more ordinary life new beginnings, not big epic decades long journeys. We're talking more about new beginnings for the year. But look, they've moved on together. Venus is still very close to the sun, now as an evening star, but not visible yet. The moon is with the sun now. Mercury is close to the sun, only 2 degrees away, and Mars is conjunct Mercury. This moon happens just after an exact conjunction between Mercury and Mars. And then you can also see that all of them are approaching Pluto. Okay, and this is that transformative side. of that new moon. So it could be that you have the new moon, you're getting a whole lot of new ideas, and I will explain some of the reasons for that shortly. But then as one by one they come into conjunction with Pluto, this is where the transformation could come. This is where some deep underlying problems, even to do with power and power sharing and psychology, underlying layers of hidden fears and hidden motivations and secrets, could come out with Pluto that could bring some of the things, or some of the things perhaps from your past, crumbling, tumbling down, and there's a need to restart. And that all sounds very dramatic, but it could be a smaller, lighter version of that, but something that is bringing up power issues or power matters from deep psychology, like within yourself or within others around you. But there's a lot of easier stuff with this new moon as well, and mainly really that it's very, very aligned with the mini-grand trine of the outer planets, forming sextiles and trines with each other. Pluto is sextile to Saturn and Neptune, who are coming up to their big conjunction at the end of February. Pluto is trine to Uranus, and Uranus is sextile to Saturn and Neptune. Okay, this is an incredibly rare formation, not seen for thousands of years, and it's active through 2025, through this year 2026, and through next year 2027. So it's bringing innovation, transformation, imagination, compassion, huge new waves of change throughout society and throughout your life. And this new moon is really activating it by being conjunct one of the main players in this mini grand trine. So by activating the mini grand trine, there'll be some big themes that are developing in your life of change and transformation and development and creativity, new ways of being, new ways of seeing things, new ideas coming in, and they're just on such a grand scale. So though the triple conjunction that I mentioned earlier between Venus, Mars and the Sun in the sign of Capricorn, that happened a couple of weeks ago, that was small scale. That was like a start for the year, some new things happening over the year. But this mini grand trine is bringing developments and new things on an enormous scale that will be affecting you and the world for the rest of our lives, for your life and for our lives. All right, and the new moon is part of that story. Okay, including the transformative, challenging things that come with Pluto, the Pluto conjunctions that are coming up. Okay, but let's get back to looking at the new moon in the sign of Capricorn. All right, so you can see the sun and moon are there, and they are actually in Capricorn. It's just that the program didn't have enough room to put it in Capricorn because there's so many there all at once. But that is Capricorn. Capricorn is a sign that is about being sensible, building for the future, being quite conscious of status and reputation, and cognizant of the need to actually be that when success comes, or when you achieve things, it's actually important that that shows up in the material world. So material success. And Capricorn is willing to build slowly towards material success over a long time, and to be disciplined and work hard and accept the restrictions and boundaries that are a reality of the life that we live in. Okay? I think my partner's going to play some light guitar in the background, so that's pretty nice. He's just got home. Okay, so the new moon is in a sign of Capricorn, and the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn, and Saturn is part of the mini grand trine. There is Saturn coming up to move into Pisces, move into Aries along with Neptune, and building up to their conjunction at the end of February, which is a really significant moment that I'll be talking about. Okay, so Pluto's in the sign of Aquarius, but the moon itself is in the sign of Capricorn. So that is encouraging us to build for the future, to think for the long term, to be sensible and realistic and pragmatic about what we can actually achieve within the earthly existence that we are in, and this body that you're in, the body that you're in, and the resources that you actually really have, and the amount of time available that you realistically have. So remember about being sensible. And at the same time, Saturn, the moon's ruler, the ruler of this new moon, is in Pisces, also reminding us to think about dreams. Dreams can help us with reality, to think about compassion, unconditional love, and sometimes charity. Okay. So now I'm going to go through the signs one by one. However, I just want to explain my change of attire. That is because I'm recording these videos over Christmas and New Year, and I didn't manage to finish because we all had to dash off and go and have Christmas, luckily with my family. So now I'm recording a few days later, different clothes. I couldn't find the other top I was wearing, so I just went with a different look. Anyway, so let's go through sign by sign, starting from Capricorn. If you are Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, but especially Capricorn rising, the new moon in your sign at 28 degrees, 43 minutes, nearly 29 degrees, it's at the end point of your own sign, Capricorn, your first house. The first house is about your body, your physical presence in the world, and how you present yourself to the world, your identity in the way, how the world sees you. Okay, the first house can affect any part of life. You're looking across to your partner from the first house. You're looking down underneath into the depths of your private life in the fourth house, your house of home and family and ancestry. And you're looking upwards to where your career is happening, your status and your reputation in the world. And you're looking out to the sky, out to your surrounds, to every part of life from the first house. This is a new beginning in the first house, the kind of new beginning that you have every year, and it's following up on those conjunctions, that triple conjunction with Venus and Mars and the Sun. So there's so much energy for new beginnings for your whole life, Capricorn. And we've got the big epic new beginnings and developments and innovations and opportunities and change coming through the mini-trine that this new moon is triggering. But there's also, with this new moon, some kind of new beginning that's more about your ordinary life, and that will be affecting you over the next year, especially if your rising sign, sun or moon, or you've got any planets are at that late degree of Capricorn, so between about 26 degrees up to the end of Capricorn. All right, so especially strong for you guys. So enjoy those new beginnings, look out for it, take a few days to perhaps retreat, and not retreat from life. You know, you've still got to carry on with life, but have that pause to think about what you might want to work on next from your body, even your goals for your body and physical health, your goals for every or any part of life over the next year. So all the best for that, Capricorn. Please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video, and go to Sun and Moon Calendar to order your Australia or your Aotearoa copy of the Sun and Moon Calendar for 2026. If you are Aquarius, sun, moon or rising, but especially Aquarius rising, the new moon in the sign of Capricorn, following up on that triple conjunction of Mars and Venus and the Sun in Capricorn, these are all in your 12th house. The 12th house, you have a new moon there once a year, and the 12th house is about the areas or the ways that you retreat from your normal life. This could be through sleeping and dreaming. It can be through any kind of escapism, especially escapism where it's a little bit of a dreamland or imaginative, or it can be also substances, using substances to escape. It can go into addictive behaviors to escape, like over avoidance of anything you need to face up to, workaholism, any kind of over obsession in something to escape. But on the positive side, that 12th house is about who you are in the world outside of who you are outside of who you are in the world. So who are you on your own? What do you do with yourself when you're on your own and no one's looking? And even once you get past some of those relaxing things like watching TV or doing your scrolling or whatever you do, what do you get into? Do you get into some artwork? Do you get into making music or listening to music? Do you get into dreaming and imagining? Do you travel? Because the 12th house can be about far distant travel. It's also a house of spirituality and spiritual connection. Maybe this is something that you make more time for when you have the chance, when you're not working your butt off or whatever it is. Anyway, there's a new beginning. Following up on those new beginnings I talked about in that 12th house for you, that's going to unfold over the next year. The moon and the sun come together in that 12th house once a year. And it's always a time to be doing some contemplation and some retreat where you can. Okay, so all the best for that, Aquarius. Please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video, and go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your copy of the 2026 Aotearoa New Zealand or Australia Sun and Moon calendar. If you are Pisces, sun, moon or rising, but especially Pisces rising, the new moon in the sign of Capricorn at 28 degrees, nearly 29 degrees, is happening in your 11th house. Pisces, I am one of you. It's happening in my 11th house too, especially if you're rising sign, sun or moon, or you've got other planets are at the end degrees of Capricorn. All right. The 11th house is about groups of friends and groups of people that you belong to. It's about the rewards, or whether those are financial or other kinds of rewards that you get from your career. And it's about your long-term goals. So this new moon is following up on those new beginnings with that triple conjunction with Venus, Mars, with the sun, and now the moon has come to join the sun. So extra energy for those new beginnings in your 11th house of the groups of people or organizations that you belong to. Long-term goals, and you may be, with all that Saturn going through our first house, that restructuring that we're doing with our lives, definitely I'm finding my long-term goals are really up for, I don't even know what they are anymore. So maybe I'll get an idea with this new moon. Also about rewards from your career or the work that you do, or your status and reputation, the rewards that you get from that, or the gains that you get from that, whether that's financial or otherwise. Some kind of new beginning that's going to unfold over the next year. So at the time of the new moon, have some moments of contemplation and see what bubbles up about coming from within, or ideas that come from the outside world about what you could develop as that new moon, as the moon, the lunar month develops, and then the year develops. So all the best for that, Pisces. Please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video. And if you're from Australia or Aotearoa New Zealand, you can go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your copy of the 2026 calendar. If you are Aries, sun, moon or rising, but especially Aries rising, the new moon at 28, nearly 29 degrees of Capricorn is happening in your 10th house. This is your house of career, your reputation, your status in the world, what people know you for in terms of the work that you're doing, and even a legacy that you can leave behind in the future. The new moon, where the sun and moon come together, that's following up on the triple conjunction very recently, where it was the sun and Venus and Mars having those conjunctions. And so this is extra energy for new beginnings in your house of career. the work that you do that could leave a legacy for the future, and you are known for it. Okay, so a new beginning could unfold following this new moon, and I recommend that at the time of the new moon you'd have a little bit of time out, if you can, some time for contemplation, to notice what bubbles up from inside you, or what ideas come from the outside world, or what those new beginnings could be. They are tied into the big event of the few years that we're in, of that mini-trine between Neptune and Saturn and Uranus and Taurus and Pisces and Pluto and Aquarius. They're all tied in. This new moon is part of that bigger story. Okay, so all the best for that, Aries. Please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video, and if you are from Australia or Aotearoa New Zealand, go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your copy of the 2026 calendar. If you are Taurus, sun, moon or rising, but especially Taurus rising, the new moon in the late degrees of Capricorn, 28, 29 degrees of Capricorn, that's happening in your 9th house. This is your house of travel, exploration, finding higher meaning in life, and all the kind of the seeking of that higher meaning, whether that is through traveling and learning about other cultures, learning about spiritual practice and how different cultures do that, or it could be philosophy and seeking to find the meaning of life through thinking about existential questions like, why am I here? What is the meaning of life? It can also be about your religion or your belief systems. Okay, the 9th house, and it can also be in a more simpler form about higher learning. All right, so university learning. Some new beginning could unfold following this new moon, and especially as the new moon, where the sun and moon come together in the sky, and you have that new moon in your 9th house every year. Okay, once a year around about this time. But as that new moon has come just after the triple conjunction of the sun and Venus and Mars, so there's extra energy for new beginnings, for your travel plans, for your higher learning plans, for your spiritual understanding or your understanding of the meaning of life. So all the best for that. The 9th house is what can give us vision and feel like we've got a sense of purpose, that we're helping the world in some way with how we understand the world is organized, and the spiritual beliefs behind that. Go well, Taurus, and please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video, and go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your 2026 calendar for Australia or for Aotearoa New Zealand. If you are Gemini, sun, moon or rising, but especially Gemini rising, the new moon at 28, 29 degrees of Capricorn, that is happening in your 8th house. So this could be about new beginnings or a new journey of some kind in the house of your shared resources with your partner. It could even be about deep intimacy or understanding with your partner. And if you're single, perhaps it's more about understanding of your deep psychological layers, or this could be if you're in a partnership or you are single, or your exploration into occult practices. That could include divination practices, oracle cards, tarot, trying to understand how the energies of life that are in our subconscious can come out through exploring our underlying layers, and that includes even going to counseling and understanding your deep psychology underneath. All right, but also it's about shared resources with your partner, and that could be a business partner, a life partner, and it also can be about large amounts of money that you have your name on them in some ways, but you can't access them easily. For example, retirement savings. Okay. So Gemini, there's a new moon, a new beginning in that 8th house. So something new to explore in any of those areas. Oh, we're in summer now and we're getting flies. And this new beginning with the sun and the moon coming together, it's following up on what happened in the last couple of weeks, where we had the triple conjunction of the sun and Venus and Mars in that same sign. So the 8th house is really getting such strong energy for new beginnings. All right. And these beginnings will unfold over the next year. So all the best for that, Gemini. Please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video, and go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your 2026 calendar if you are from Australia or from Aotearoa, New Zealand. If you are Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising, but especially Cancer Rising, the new moon at 29 degrees of Capricorn, that's happening in your 7th house. It's in the late degrees, so especially if you're in the late degrees of Cancer, like your rising sign or sun or moon are in those 28, 29, from about 26 onwards, that will especially be affecting you. Your 7th house is your house of partnership. And this could be representing a life partner, somebody you're in a committed relationship with, or a business partner, even a client relationship, anyone that you do things with a lot on a one-to-one basis, and you're working together, sitting across the table from one another. There's a strong new beginning in that house of partnership. This could be a new beginning for that relationship. It could be a new beginning for the ways that you approach one-to-one relationships, or this particular relationship, or it could be a new beginning for your partner themselves. All right, so your partner might be having some big new start. They might be a Capricorn, Sun, Moon or Rising, and so it could be there's a whole big new start for their whole life. This new moon, where the sun and moon come together, this is following up from the triple conjunction with Venus and Mars and the sun. That was just in the middle degrees of Capricorn, or maybe it was around, anyway, it was in the earlier degrees of Capricorn. It might have somewhere around the middle of Capricorn. And that was very strong energy for new beginnings. And then this new moon following up so closely. So lots of focus on partnership and new things in your house of partnership, and these new beginnings will unfold over the coming year. Okay, so all the best for that, Cancer. Please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video, and go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your 2026 calendar if you're from Australia or from Aotearoa, New Zealand. If you are Leo, Sun, Moon or Rising, but especially Leo Rising, the new moon at 28, 29 degrees of Capricorn, that is happening in your 6th house, okay? The sixth, that's hard to say. The 6th house is a house of your daily work, your daily routines for health, for organization of your life, how you give service in the world, and for most of us, that is our daily work where you actually get paid to do it. But as it is a house of service, it also includes volunteer work and helping people in any way, in any kinds of help, but practical help. All right, whether you're cooking for somebody who's sick, or whether you're helping your mum clean out her house, whatever it is. Okay, so house of service. It's also a house of cleanliness and living in a clean way with nutritious food and exercise routines. There's a purifying energy with the 6th house, and the new moon there with the sun and moon coming together, that represents a new start in that 6th house. All right, and that new start will unfold over the coming year, and it's an extra powerful new beginning, or there could be more than one new beginning in this part of your life, because that new moon with the sun and moon coming together, it follows up on Venus and Mars and the sun having the triple conjunction in that house just a week or so earlier. Okay, so over the next year, look at what unfolds in that area of life, and during the new moon time, have some contemplation moments if you can, to allow things to bubble up from within, or for you to notice ideas that come from the outside world. So all the best for that, Leo. Please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video. and go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your 2026 calendar. It's for either Aotearoa New Zealand or for Australia. If you are Virgo, sun, moon or rising, but especially Virgo rising, you've got a lovely new moon, Virgo, in your 5th house, the house of fun and romance and playful pursuit of your hobbies, the house of your children and all, including all the joy and playful fun that they bring to you in the world, and the house of romance and dating. This is a new moon, the sun and moon coming together, and that means a new beginning will unfold over the next 2 weeks or over the next year. It's an especially powerful time of new beginnings for that 5th house part of your sky and your life, the house of, as I said, hobbies and romance and children and even entrepreneurial projects, okay, things that you do with heartfelt joy. Okay, so that new beginning is extra powerful, or there's many new beginnings, because the new moon follows the triple conjunction between the sun and Venus and Mars, and now with the new moon, the moon has come round and caught up with the sun. You have a new beginning in this part of your chart around about this time every year, but there's that extra energy with the triple conjunction there. So all the best for that, Virgo. Please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video, and go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your 2026 calendar. If you're from Australia, it's the Australia Sun and Moon calendar. If you're from Aotearoa New Zealand, it's the Aotearoa Sun and Moon calendar. If you are Libra, sun, moon or rising, but especially Libra rising, the new moon at 29 degrees of Capricorn, that is happening in your 4th house of home and family, your ancestry, your roots, your private emotional life, your emotional sensitivities and intuition, and how you love to nurture those who are close to you in the home. It can also be properties that you own, or just the house that you live in a practical way. Okay, so there's a new beginning there that could unfold over the next couple of weeks, and then over the next year. You have a new moon in this house every year around about this time, where the sun and moon come together. But this new moon is following the triple conjunction with the sun and Venus and Mars that happened very recently. So there's so much energy for new beginnings. So it could be an extra powerful new beginning, or it could be a number of new beginnings unfolding. Okay, so watch what happens. Try and have some time out if you can to contemplate what you might like to have and develop and imagine for that house of your home, your family of origin, the house itself, and the people you live with, and even for your emotional life and that private realm of your sensitivities and intuition even. What do you want there? Try and visualize it if you can. And yeah, all the best for that, Libra, and watch what develops. So please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video, and go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your copy of the 2026 Sun and Moon calendar if you are from Australia or from Aotearoa, New Zealand. If you are Scorpio, sun, moon or rising, but especially Scorpio rising, the new moon at the late degrees of Capricorn, that's happening in your 3rd house. This is the house of your neighborhood and community, your connections in the community, how you get around the community on your bike, walking, bus, or driving, however it is, horseback. And it's how you have these connections around you, and that includes your relations, your siblings, your brothers and sisters, aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews. All right, so it's sort of these networks that you belong to, and you didn't necessarily choose to belong to them, but you're connected nevertheless. You're part of all this community. So what new beginning do you want to unfold there? You could put some time into imagining and visioning what you would love to see unfold. This new beginning of the sun and moon coming together It happens around about this time every year, and the new beginning, the new development could unfold over the coming year. And there's extra strength this year because that new moon is following up from that triple conjunction of the Sun and Venus and Mars, and it's all tied in with the mini-trine, so it's playing into bigger stories. Okay, so there could be an extra powerful new beginning in that area of your neighborhood, or it could be that there's a few different new beginnings. So if you've got time to do a bit of contemplation, do that, Scorpio, and apart from that, notice what comes along. And after that crescent appears in the sky a couple of days after the new moon is exact, you can start working towards some new ideas and projects. So all the best, Scorpio, and please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video, and go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your 2026 copy of the Sun and Moon Calendar for Australia or for Aotearoa New Zealand. If you are Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising, but especially Sagittarius Rising, and especially if you are in the late degrees of Sagittarius, the new moon at 28 or 29 degrees of Capricorn is happening in your second house. That means there's a new beginning that's going to unfold over the next 2 weeks or over the next 2 years in your house of your earnings, your money, your resources, your possessions, your finances, and on a deeper level, your sense of self-worth and what you value in the world, and how you show the value that you put on your body and your life in the world, in terms of how that shows up in material form, how you look after your possessions and resources and finances, what's coming to you financially and in terms of resources. You get a new start in this area at around about this time every year when there's a new moon in your second house of Capricorn. All right, but this new moon has extra energy, and there's extra potency for new beginnings because of its proximity to Pluto, but also because of the recent triple conjunction in your second house with Venus, Mars, and the Sun. All right, so this could mean that there's an extra strong new beginning, or it could mean that there are several new beginnings in that area of finances. Perhaps a new income stream, perhaps a new possession comes your way. Perhaps you suddenly decide, oh yes, I've been thinking about buying this thing that is going to really enhance my life and be helpful to me in my life, and now I'm going to do it. All right, so you go ahead and do it, or someone gives you something, or you do some real looking after of your finances, restructure your budget, something like that. All right, so the new beginning or the new beginnings will unfold over the next year. If you have a chance to do some contemplation and some time out during those couple of days of the new moon, that could be a good idea to see what bubbles up from within about where you want to go, what you want to do, or be aware of ideas that could come from outside of you. All right, so all the best for that, Sagittarius. Great one to have, great part of life to have a new beginning in. And please like, comment or subscribe if you like this video. And if you are from Australia or Aotearoa New Zealand, go to sunandmooncalendar.com to order your 2026 Sun and Moon Calendar. There we go, everyone. That is my explanation and a little bit of a sign-by-sign breakdown about the new moon in Capricorn on the 18th or 19th of January. It's exciting. I think it's exciting to have these new beginnings. The new moon following up from that triple conjunction with Venus, Mars, and the Sun, and everything connected to the mini-trine with transformative Pluto, disruptive and awakening Uranus, and the imaginative capacity of Neptune, and the good sense of Saturn. So go well with your new beginnings. If you are from Australia or from Aotearoa New Zealand, go to Sun and Moon Calendar to order your 2026 calendar. It is packed with great information, and all the best for the coming week and the new moon.